Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are tackling a big one, maybe one of the biggest puzzles in all of literature, James Joyce's final novel, Finnegans Wake.
Okay, this quote right here, it just nails the central problem with this book. For almost 100 years now, readers, scholars, you name it, they've all struggled with its super dense, dreamlike language. I mean, it really seems like it was designed to be impossible to understand.
And that's the big question, isn't it? Why would a genius author spend 17 years of his life crafting a book that's so intentionally difficult? It's a question that's been bugging people for decades. So today, we're going to approach this whole thing like a mystery that needs solving.
So let's start with the evidence for this literary crime, you could call it. The book's reputation for being deliberately, almost wickedly hard to read is legendary, and the case file on how Joyce put it together is just fascinating.
You gotta understand, this obscurity was not an accident, not at all. Joyce was actively working to make this book a fortress of complexity. There's this great story where a collaborator remembers Joyce gleefully sticking in obscure words from the Samoyed language because a passage was, and I quote, still not obscure enough. This wasn't just writing, it felt more like a mission.
Okay, so what did Joyce have to say for himself? What was his alibi for this literary crime? Well, when people called him out on how difficult the book was, his defense was surprisingly simple.
He basically said, hey, the style isn't the problem, the subject matter is. He argued he wasn't trying to be difficult just for the sake of it. He was trying to be accurate. He was writing about the night, and let's be honest, the night is naturally obscure.
And this comparison right here, it just lays his whole argument out perfectly. His other masterpiece, Ulysses, is all about reconstructing the conscious, waking world of a single day. Finnegans Wake is the mirror image. It's an attempt to reconstruct the unconscious, fragmented, messy world of a single night.
But okay, is the night really that confusing? I mean, come on. Well, let's move on to the key piece of evidence in this whole case, a little thought experiment you can actually try for yourself tonight.
The argument here is a direct challenge to all of us. The idea is, if you actually try this, you're going to find that your own experience of the night is way more bizarre than anything Joyce could ever write.
Yeah, instead of some detailed story, you'll probably just find nothing. A total gap. A complete void. It's like a black hole where a piece of your own life should be, and it's just gone.
And Joyce, he actually had a name for this. He took it from an old Irish saying for when a singer forgets the next verse of a song. There's a hole in the ballad. He saw our memory of the night as being just riddled with these same kinds of holes.
He even baked this idea right into the words he used. He doesn't write memory, he writes memory. Like the word itself has holes in it. It's his way of showing how our recollection is just full of these missing pieces. It's brilliant, right?
And then he takes it even one step further. He comes up with this word, memories. It's a portmanteau, a mashup of maimed and memories. The idea here is that our recall of sleep isn't just spotty, it's fundamentally damaged right from the start.
So for a long time, this was all just, an artistic argument. But then, decades after Joyce was gone, science stepped in and offered some expert testimony that, amazingly, totally backed up his artistic intuition.
Yeah, back in the 1950s, research into REM sleep, that's rapid eye movement, it just painted this wild, paradoxical picture of what happens at night. It revealed a world where our brains are buzzing with activity, sometimes even more than when we're awake, but our bodies are almost completely paralyzed.
And here's the kicker. Joyce, with no modern science to guide him, somehow intuited this stuff decades earlier. This line from the book, describing the twitches of a sleeping person, is an absolutely uncanny prediction of the scientific discovery of REM sleep.
Okay, this brings us to the grand finale. This is where all the clues snap into place, and the case of Joyce's impossible book is about to be closed. So the key to unlocking this whole thing is actually a term from the art world, chiaroscuro. You've probably seen it in paintings. It's all about that dramatic contrast between light and dark, where the shadows are just as important as the light for creating the final picture.
And guess what? Joyce had his own literary version of this. He called it clear obscure. So his language isn't just random confusion. It's a tool, just like chiaroscuro. It's designed to capture the deep darkness of our unconscious and those brief, bright flashes of clarity, our dreams, that pop out of it.
And that's how we get to the final verdict. The book's difficulty? It's not a bug, it's a feature.
See, Joyce isn't just telling you a story about a dream. He's trying to rebuild the entire experience of being asleep for a whole night, forcing you, the reader, to feel the gaps, the weirdness, all of it.
So at the end of the day, Finnegans Wake isn't just some crazy literary experiment. It's really an invitation to explore this huge, unknown territory inside our own minds, a part of our own existence that we visit every single night but almost never really get to know.